It's led to this.
Yeah.
It's led to this. So it's like I can't be surprised, and I'm not complaining about it. It's just that okay, it's led to this. Now it's time to lead to something else. It's time to still progress to get to whatever we consider peace is. But it's to the point now where we are reaching a point where I'm seeing people cry out on social media, and people are literally telling them to get tough or suck it up, and then find out 4 weeks later this person commits suicide. It's like those are
Right.
problems. Things need to get
Yeah.
fixed. Like we're going a little bit too far with the feelings thing. It's like these people are human. Like, but don't
Mhm.
sissify people, but still have some humanity. God's sake, is like the humanity in Americans is just being
You,
lost.
a good word is validation. Sometimes people just want to be validated or just listened to. I think a lot of anger is that as soon as you try and talk about what you're feeling, there's an instant argument, and then you feel, hey, no one was even listening, I'm not validated. Then I get mad. Sometimes if you just validate someone, I do this to argue with my wife, even if I'm full of
Yeah.
shit, I'll just be like, wow, that's a really, and she'll calm down.
Mm.
And people do it to me. It calms down. Sometimes people just want to be heard and know that they're heard, and that's enough.
That's
That could solve 90% of
It's funny, no
issues.
matter what the person
It's so
is. It don't
simple.
matter what position in life that person is. People, and one thing I find funny is since coming to all this with having followers or whatever, or being on a constant eye, is people automatically think once you get a lot of attention or you might obtain something that they want or you've all wanted together, that it automatically excludes everything else that makes you human. And that completely kills me. It's like, what? People have little emotions. Like people actually get affected by things they see online, or people actually go through certain things in life. Like I remember one time I was at a birthday party for my dad, and someone was like, I'm surprised you could even find time to go to your dad's birthday. And I'm like, dude, what? Like I'm going to find time to do that unless I absolutely can't. But people will just think you are a character or you are that content or you are that profile picture. And man, I don't know what's really led to that either. Just people forgetting that you even are human. You'll be viewed as a product, really. It's more so you're a product.
That's what it is. You're viewed as a product. You're the cash cow. Cha-ching.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it takes the human out of you. It's like the humanity out of you. And I can see some people that I've met that become less human, um, become more like I'm speaking to a brand. They talk very protected, very protected, like I got a recorder on me. And it's like, dang, man. But I just look at it as you've been burned or you have a lot of experience and just keep it moving. But I definitely see it a lot. People that get pushed into becoming a brand because they get treated like a brand so much.
Well, when it's like one of the highest things you could do in this culture is to become a non-person brand.
Mm.
Of
Yeah,
course, they're going
that's
to strive
true.
for
Never
it.
thought
It's like,
about that.
you know, everybody wants to do that. Like they're looking at that Taylor Swift chugging the beer and saying, "Hey, putting her on camera increased the revenue and the viewership of the Super Bowl
Yeah.
something like 300% or something."
Yeah. And it's like Taylor Lily just doing,
Talking about because her and her boyfriend was, I
I
don't
ain't gonna lie,
know.
that's something regular people. So I'm thinking to myself when I saw that, I said, God, how many women would do this in front of their husband and the husband's like, that's hot. Like, oh, I didn't know you could chug to her. Like, literally just being human, enjoying each other. But it's Taylor Swift. Now she's a drunk. I'm like, my God, dude. Are you saying this because of the followers? Or does this look like alcoholic behavior? Like, I don't know. It's just because of the followers, that's crazy to me. You seeing her drink a beer and then drinking on another beer. Like, she's at the freaking Super
No,
Bowl.
I think she was. It's part of the script. I think the producers told her,
Mm.
"Hey, want to get here?" And she's like, "Well, it better be kombucha in that."
Or
And
baby
then,
blood.
Oh,
oh, I don't know. It could be
Someone
baby
had to
blood.
say, I can't have the two of you on a podcast and not mention baby
yeah.
blood, please.
Yeah, you never know with anybody whose face is out there for me. It's like anybody whose face is out there for that party. I don't trust them for a
Mm.
minute because it's all Epstein. It's Epsteinville. Epsteinville. That's what it
Yeah, it
is.
seems.
All that whole party, and their donors are all Epsteinville. I mean, come on, people. What's the matter with you?
Yeah, he's
Right? Am I right? Or I know everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I'm right, aren't I?
yeah, it definitely is. All these people are led through blackmail. It's not just celebrities, it's also politicians. Blackmail controls America. A lot of people feel like
It's
it's
the currency.
lobbyists that control America, but It's blackmail that the lobbyists will slip into their pocket. It's that CD disc that the lobbyists have access to that was given to the lobbyists. And it's like, it's a mysterious hand, but a lot of it leads from people like Jeffrey Epstein. And
it's not just America, Dom. It's global. It's the currency
Yeah,
of
it's
the world.
international. It's one thing. There's no,
yeah,
there's no anymore. There's really no countries. It's just a conglomeration, a corporate, a multinational corporation. There's like 3 of them. 2,500 guys own them all, and the rest of us are just prey.
Yeah.
But I heard you met my girlfriend Kathy O'Brien there in Phoenix
Yes.
too, and she said she really enjoyed meeting you and talking with you. And she knows. She says that when Congress goes on their breaks, that's when all the demon worship happens. And she was
allegedly.
Well, they do have.
Well, she has it in her congressional testimony, so I don't think we need to say allegedly.
They have those underground tunnels in D.C. that, no, allegedly, Madison Cawthorn exposed. He said they were having orgies literally underground D.C. Like, dude, that's nuts. And he kept getting validated time and time again. Like I saw he posted on social media, told you so. Like all the last a month or two. And it's almost like everything's getting revealed, but there is definitely some occult type ballistic, I don't know, worship that's going on. It's sex magic, feel like it's happening down in that city.
Well, they say the Washington Monument is the Osiris penis.
It would make sense because the monuments are all obelisks. The monument is the same as the obelisk in Egypt. A monument is just a monument because we call it so, but before it was named a monument, it was called the obelisk. It was already there. It's not different.
Did you know that in the first temple, when the Hellenist Greeks desecrated the Jewish first temple, the way they desecrated it was to bring in an obelisk into there, because we didn't worship the male penis. We had more of an egg philosophy of the birth egg thing, but they brought in the
that would make sense because
and that's how they.
There's 2 Hebrew gods originally, because the one that we would be Elohim, depending on what people call him, or Yahweh. But there was biblically in Hebrew that Yahweh also had another god that was called Asherah, which is a feminine god. So it makes sense if allegedly that was the one that came first.
Door's banging. The ghost must be loose. Hold on. Close that door. There's ghosts in here, they say. But yeah, that all goes back to that. What's his name? Oh, I can't. I've read all those books and they're interesting. Yeah, it talks about that there has been one basic religion on Earth since the beginning, and it just has splintered into many. But its source is all that consciousness stuff, sitting and staring at the moon when you made fire.
Yeah.
So, but then I'm talking about written stuff. That was a whole other evolution of the mind of humanity when it became written,
Yeah.
So that was like way after all that, all that pantheon of Greek gods and before Abraham.
I found something interesting though. I found out like that they were still making hieroglyphs by the time paper and ink was already invented as well. And it shows that people knew their information would get erased, which is crazy, man.
Wow.
Because it's like they always thinking ahead. There was no other reason. It's way more time consuming. It was way more time consuming, but they didn't have a digital era, so it's like we'll put it in the wall because this is important. But it's like, dude, y'all made it so confusing, bro. Like we don't realize what you were talking about looking at those symbols, but it was so important.
They don't want us to know that we have the power of mind over matter. I like that you said that in the beginning. They don't want any of us to know that we have the power of mind over matter and that we have it communally.
Yeah. The mind, it manipulates reality. I'm convinced. It's been many times. It's something that I've wanted to be in that position, and I visualize myself there every time. I remember I was dating, and it was my ex, and I would visualize the car I wanted when I was in my Mustang. And she would think it's so funny. And I was like, I'm literally visualizing it. I would see the logo I wanted, and I ended up having it a year later. Or even
Yeah.
almost everything or everyone I've been fortunate to be around, I visualized this before in my life and truly believe it and truly believe that my faith in God would get me there. And not out of arrogance, but just out of sheer faith. Out of sheer faith, I was like, I just feel like God treats those that really, really believe, almost like in a Disney type sense, that He will provide for
Hmm.
those that He knows, truly believe He can. And I just feel like I'm one of those people. I truly believe. I always felt like you're going to get me there or you're going to get me through. And it's just a strong, warm heart feeling in my heart that I just know that I'll be provided for. So I feel like my faith has brought me high places with thinking with mind over matter. It doesn't matter what is my limitation or barrier. I understand that mentally, if I already think about when I'm past that point, only thing that's going to take me to get there is time.